Cupertino Electric will use two types of forklifts in manufacturing: industrial forklifts with smaller tires and a fixed mast, and a custom VersaLift that has a fixed mast, extendable mast arm, and extendable counterweight. Forklift operators must have proof of training for each type of forklift they operate, updated every 3 years. Todd, that's not a valid license. That's not even a real
I'm gonna stop you right there. I know what you're gonna say. I probably shouldn't be operating a forklift without a license.
All forklifts require a daily inspection before they can be used. The inspection is documented on an inspection checklist specific to the forklift type. The inspection checklist will help you ensure that the forklift is safe to operate. An inspection will start with the hydraulics. Check connections for leaks and hose damage. Lifting attachment points must be approved and rated by the manufacturer. The carriage and mast must be free of damage, rated, and stamped. Make sure the forks are not deformed and the fork pivot rod is not bent. The boom should be free of damage and cracks. Check the welds and the bolts. All the bolts should be tight and in place. Tires should have a tread and be free of missing sections and damage. The inspection checklist will also require a verification of the engine oil and hydraulic fluid levels. Always refer to the manufacturer for detailed inspection criteria. On all forklifts, a load chart is required. The chart should be readable and show the capacities for different boom lengths.
Todd, you don't have the license or the credentials to operate a forklift.
But I have a kitten.
Safety devices such as seat belts are mandatory. The operator's manual must be located on every forklift. Know and understand safety requirements, operating capacities, and maintenance schedules. Always return the operator's manual to the storage case. All attachments for forklifts must be approved by the manufacturer and kept with each manual, as well as stored on site. Attachments must be in good condition, rated, and stamped. Attachments will change the forklift's operating characteristics and require additional training before use. The VersaLift has many features that resemble a warehouse forklift, but also has an onboard computer, extendable arm on the fixed mast, and an extendable counterweight that makes this forklift unique in its operation. Forklift inspections include both a visual review and an operational function test, which must be documented. Controls are used to verify the function of hydraulics, drives, and brakes. All movements should be smooth and responsive. Safety devices such as backup alarms and lights must also be verified. Missing safety devices require the forklift to be removed from service. Tell your supervisor if you find any defects. The inspection checklist should be kept on the forklift. When operating in tight or congested locations, inside buildings or outside, a spotter should be used to protect people and property from injury or damage. Training will be required to ensure that all spotters are operating the same way to prevent confusion. As the mast is raised, the forklift's stability and balance change. Always operate within the rated capacity of the forklift according to the manufacturer's specifications. Operator training specific to the type of forklift is critical. Load should be centered on the forks and back against the carriage. An operator's skill and good safety practices will not only prevent injury to people, but will also prevent damage to equipment and materials. Knowing how to safely set down a load is as important as knowing how to pick it up, especially when loading trucks. Before backing up, check the area immediately behind the forklift. Look in both directions first and sound the horn before backing. Seatbelts must be used during all operations. When loading a storage rack, ensure that you are not applying additional pressure to the racking system, potentially overloading the racking. This can happen by applying too much downforce, uplift, and/or horizontal drag from pushing the product onto the rack itself.
Operator training always includes skills development and testing. Cupertino Electric expects and demands safe and effective forklift operation.